What's up, you beautiful collectors and stuffed animal fans? I guess. I don't know. It's not really an action figure, but thanks for tuning in, guys. Once again, this is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review, and I'm all about doing fun things now, right? That's my modus operandi, and this was something that I saw from this past year's San Diego Comic-Con that I just thought was fun. And I managed to be able to find one of these online for a reasonable amount of money, as I did not go to Comic-Con, so I wasn't able to get this. But this was one of the few things that I wanted to get at Comic-Con. And that's because the folks over at Loyal Subjects, you guys might know them a little bit more as the company that is reinventing, of sorts, the Mask line with all the different vehicles, the action figures, things of that nature. Absolutely phenomenal, and beyond excited for those. We gotta figure out a way to get my hands on those. They are a little bit more on the pricey side, but basically they are modernizing the Mask line from the 80s and giving us new updated figures with, new and improved articulation, all of that stuff. And could not be happier. And they've not just stopped there. There's a lot of other 80s things that they're taking a look at, including like I think Strawberry Shortcake. I think they're taking a look at what is it? My Buddy. Things like that. A lot of figures, Teletubbies. A lot of, well, not figures, but a lot of things that we grew up with that don't seem to be on a lot of people's radars, other than the people that absolutely love them. And this was one that really just grabbed my attention. This is a Popple. If you did not grow up in the 80s, you might not know what a Popple is. But it's basically and they had a cartoon show and everything like that. It was very short-lived, if memory serves. But they basically pop. They're little balls that pop into little stuffed animals. Now, I had one when I was a kid, and I'm going to show you the one that I had from when I was a kid. And it's something that I've always cherished. I loved it ever since I was. I mean, this thing is as old as me for the most part. But they have decided to redo these, and you can see absolutely gorgeous box right here. You got this open box with the Popples right there. His particular name is P.C. Now, P.C. was like the main Popple, I guess. And let me get my focus to work a little bit better. But you can see gorgeous art on there of P.C. Now, this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. You can see Con Exclusive. Says right up here, limited edition. All that fun stuff. Now, P.C. being like the main Popple, if memory serves, I don't know how they're going to do this as because you gotta believe that they're going to come out with another one. And I got a couple ideas on how they'll probably do it as a regular retail release. But I love this box right here. You can see, you can come around here to the back, and again, it says Con Exclusive. But you can see it goes into like this little bouncy ball sort of thing, and then pops open to this, which I just think it's super cute. I really, really do. I can't believe I'm doing a video on this, to be totally honest. But I did just, there's little, if you get one of these, they're like little plastic ties, you can just pull those off, but you can take this right out. I'm going to keep this because why not? It's a good place to kind of store him of sorts, but you got like a nice design on the inside. The box is fairly heavy duty as well. But here's P.C. And this is how he comes in that little box looking thing. And this is him. He just bounces. That's literally it. Now, like I said, I had one when I was a kid. This is that one. This guy. And I was really kind of curious on the sizing of them to see, as this is an original 80s one, and this is a new 2026. This is, what I should say is that these came out in 1986. These are being released to celebrate the 40th anniversary. So this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. The rest of them will be coming out in 2026, so technically next year. But 40 years separating these ones. And of course, me being, a boy, I don't know why I got the soccer ball one, honestly, but here he is. There was another one, I think, that he like morphed into a baseball. There was another one, maybe like a soccer ball, something like that. But you can see that size-wise, not bad, to be totally honest. He's a little bit less round, but also kind of bigger and bulkier looking. I was really kind of curious to see, like I said, how the sizing of them worked. Now, one thing, like I said, this is older, so he is not nearly as soft feeling as he probably used to be. Like, his hair is a little bit like matted and everything. But everything on here, I mean, he's soft, but he's not super soft. This thing is like fleece soft. This is super silky. Like, you just run your hand over it and it just is fantastic how this feels. The hair is very similar, again, very silky feeling, but all the way around, everything on here, there's a lot of texture to this as you're playing with it. A couple different items of texture as well. You got the little hard plastic nose, which he had the little hard plastic eyes. I also like how they're looking off to the side, kind of like his was looking off to the side. You do have this little blurb right here for the Popples, much like he had one that's definitely faded and everything. But the whole idea is, like I said, they bounce around like this, but you can take them. Now, the other thing that I noticed is there's an elastic band here around the front that this one doesn't have. I don't know, maybe it did, but it's definitely not. But you can also kind of really get him tucked in there a little bit. Well, not that well, to be honest. I'll just leave him poking like that. You can take his hands, put these down there, but you can't really get his head to be completely covered. Well, maybe it's not supposed to be. Maybe it's just supposed to cover up his nose. Because that kind of, let's see. Because that kind of works, I guess, because it blends in fairly decently. I mean, the ears and the hair definitely don't, but there's that. And then, like I said, literally all you do is you push them inside out. This now becomes his little backpack. You got a little tag. Here he is. He's got his tail, which, again, has a very soft feel to it. But that is super adorable. Super adorable. And doing it with this guy as well. You just flop him around. Now, the cool thing that I liked about this particular guy, like when you flop that around, you basically put him into like a soccer outfit. He's got like little tennis shoes on there. He's got shorts, a shirt, all that kind of stuff. So you can definitely see that he does look puffier and bigger, which I'm surprised at, to be totally honest. I didn't think that he was going to be. It wasn't until I pulled this guy out that I was like, oh, I actually think that he's the smaller one. He's got the tail with the little fuzzy ball on there as well. But a couple different things. Now, like I was talking about, I don't know necessarily how they're going to do this, where they're going to release it to the regular public, because you got to believe that they're going to. But you can see that these ears have a very reflective kind of material on it. Same thing with the hands. The palms of the hands have that reflective nature. Same thing with the feet. Now, this one actually says con exclusive. So I feel like what they'll probably do is take that off. Make that something similar to this, where it's just going to be like a felt kind of thing. But they'll probably replace that material to give us the an exclusive version and a regular retail version for him. His head is definitely like kind of a poor guy. He's old and I'm making fun of him. But I mean, I just think it's super, super cute and cool. I mean, he's got a big giant back. his is definitely smaller. So again, I'm really impressed. It doesn't replace the need for that, like these, like I feel like the classic ones have a spot still, because these aren't necessarily replace them. They're different enough. They're bigger, and slightly different enough to kind of enjoy as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. And then again, you just take this, and again, I like the elastic thing on there. You take this, kind of tuck the tail, whoop, tuck that underneath, and then you tuck his feet in, kind of just shift things around. Take his hands, tuck those under, boom, back to his little bouncy guy. But absolutely love what they're doing. And like I said, a lot of us Transformer fans, G.I. Joe fans, things like that are really excited about what they're doing with Mask, which is almost like Transformers and G.I. Joe put together, because the vehicles transform. They don't transform into robots, but they transform from ordinary vehicles. Like there's one, I forgot the name of it, but there's like a green motorcycle that'll transform into a helicopter. And then they come with figures that are very similar to like G.I. Joe figures. So I feel like that's where a lot of us are going to kind of focus when it comes to loyal subjects. But I think that what they're doing here is also extremely well done. Like I said, they're doing the Popples. They're doing Strawberry Shortcake. They're doing it's like My Buddy. Did they do the Little Monster? I can't remember. But a lot of those stuffed animal kind of toys like that, they're really doing a lot of. And I think it's like Teletubbies and stuff like that. So, it's fun. It's exciting. I'm definitely excited to see what Loyal Subjects is going to do after some of these. But I'm definitely excited about the Popples. I will more than likely get all of them, because I think that they're just super adorable. So as I mentioned, this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so you're not able to get it now. Well, it just says con exclusive, so they probably release this at other conventions and stuff like New York Comic-Con, stuff like that. But the convention season is over, so we're probably gonna have to wait a little bit longer to get these at the regular retail price. I don't know what that price is. I want to say they're like around $30, $35, something like that, which I don't think is too terribly bad. But I think that this hits a bit of nostalgia that has been lacking, because while action figures and all that stuff, that is a big part of our collecting nowadays. There was a lot of stuff also in the 80s that was very popular, and Popples were definitely in that group. So there you go, guys. I'm very excited about the rest. Loyal Subjects, you're doing great work. I can't wait to see what you do with other things. So good luck. That's all I can really think of. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Keep your eyes open for Popples coming to you in 2026, celebrating 40 years of bouncing around. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen.